have said that Otto might know something.
Right, let's go make sure we get these subquests out of the way since Yay!
So, did you have that word with Tomes then?
I did, and he was as helpful as ever. He told me exactly where to look, in fact.
And what precisely will I be cooking up? Or is it better not to know?
Blueback wyvern liver. And a herb known as Saint's bonnet.
I thought it was Saint's Bonnet. I'm
Wyvern
all
livers, was
inclusive.
it?
Yeah.
Well, at least it weren't actual worms, I suppose. Now then, you stay right where you are. I've got some cooking to do. Let's hope these grand old chefs of yore knew what they were on about.
Of your. Depends on the. I would think it depends on the woman, really. So she basically made chicken.
And here we have it. Fried mortress of skyworm.
It's a
Ivan's offered to make
KFC.
sure it's fit for
She basically
consumption.
made Final Fantasy
Well, I say
KFC.
offered. He as good as begged.
And rightly so. Is there any higher honour than partaking in a slice of culinary history?
True. I'm in the same situation.
So, not fit for consumption then.
What witchery is this? The crackle of the crust gives way to an almost violent richness. Yet it is the piquant kiss of the
Piquant
saint's
kiss.
that tames this savage dish. It is a tour de force, a force of nature even, a maelstrom of flavour and
It's literally a
sensation,
KFC. She's literally made a KFC.
emerging from
She's made a Kentucky Fried Chicken.
I think he likes it.
Well, I can't quite tell with all that nonsense he's talking. But I reckon you might be right. It was decent then, I take it.
decent. It's remarkable, and I defy any man to say a word to the contrary. Sid, might I suggest that you command a party of your finest men and women to procure a dozen blueback
I don't
wyverns
think
forthwith?
I don't think that's what it is, Mr. B. I think they're just being nice. Be aware of your assumptions. It's okay, Amber. He's a young lad. He doesn't know any better. Although free to knock him out if you want to. Hey, I wonder if Mongoose is still in the chat. Okay, right. Caron, I think I need to also speak to. All right, go. I thought you were gonna say, feel free to knock him up. No, that would be terrible. Hold up.
Nothing like a dish of cold vengeance to foul the gut.
I'm sorry, Nan. I didn't mean to make things worse. I just thought I had to protect you. Like you've protected me.
Goats is such a wholesome boy.
Your parents certainly didn't give a whit for your well-being. Reckon the both of us would be worse off if I'd not taken you on. You've always been me right eye, Goots. And I'd have you stay that way. So don't you dare go looking for trouble again.
Well, I will. If you ever need help, I'll do it again and again, and you can't stop me.
Why, you big lump. Fine. Play the hero if it makes you happy.
Thanks, Nan. I won't let you down.
Lets him down constantly. Goats.
There's nothing he wouldn't do for you.
That's as maybe. But if he's ever to make his own way in life, he'll need to start looking out for himself as well. Till then, he'll need people to watch his back, just like you did in Dalamil. Don't think I didn't appreciate that.
Of course.
I'm not sure what you mean by
His family.
by that, but okay.
Stop it. You make me one good eye, mister. I don't go thinking that'll do you any favours. A potion today will cost you the same as it did yesterday.
I really like this story. This is such a cute story because it's not something you get to do something for goods. Continental Censer. According to Karen, a censer packed with herbs and ambergris can ward off anything from insects to plague, protect a home from thieves and demons, and heal any number of ailments, all while bringing love and fortune. So you can read, congratulations. The sarcasm is real. No, I don't know how old you are, but you talk very young, if that makes any sense. Return to the hideaway and speak to Goot. Gout. Oh, right, yeah. I remember now. Got? Maybe, I think it's got. Or goatee. Didn't have to cut me out.
Cole said it was an army of a
Bro, I'm taking it makes me awkward, Cecily. You're doing fine, you're just being stupid. You just gotta admit you're being stupid, and that's it.
Goat. Still alive, I see. So Lady Karen
I do it all
accepted
the time.
ruby.
Oh, about that. I tried my best, but she was just too stubborn to take it. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me I could stick my stupid stone where the sun don't shine.
Karen refused payment.
I hope it wasn't something I said.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever. Let me see what I can do.
Wonderful. I hope you have better luck than I did.
Everyone's done the same thing. Which is they've always spoken. We're going to speak to Nan again. So for the Star Ruby is a way of paying back people who have been funding the hideaway. So it's Karen, the Dame, and Martha from Martha's Rest, and which is surprising. All three of them are women. That's the biggest like money givers in this game, and they all refused payment initially, and it's just like, just take it because we want to at least say thank you.
Lady Karen, Goat tells me you weren't happy with our offer. Would you prefer the debt was repaid in coin?
What debt? I don't recall lending any of you lot me hard-earned gil. I may have tossed a talent or two in the hideaway's coffers, but those were donations, and you can hardly call it charity if you go asking for it back.
Of course not. But one good turn deserves another, and our circumstances have changed. Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who happened to have become a prince.
Oh, so you're a prince now, are you?
Oh wow.
Fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed, then you're getting the rest whether you like it or
Aw.
not.
That's really cute.
Where'd you even get this? A decent trader might nab 1,000 talents for a Star Ruby. A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself and ask twice as much. Might be I already have a buyer in mind. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid whose beauty's only eclipsed by a guile in commerce. You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all. Just be sure to tell her that it's always a pleasure doing business.
She knows. She knows. It's really cool.
I hear you ended up delivering all 3 stones.
Took us a while, but yeah.
Thanks to this lump. I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which, I still haven't been paid last month's wages.
Oh, so you remember what's owed to you then? Get your ass behind that disc of yours and don't get up before those ledgers are square.
Right away.
So what happened was he set the ledgers, and it turns out that they had no money, but they still owed money.
I've seen that before.
Yeah. Plenty of times. It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either out of habit, All because the filthy soul couldn't be bothered to find a clean one.
I knew so little about him.
And most people.
Martha and the Dame both seem to have fond memories of him.
I bet they do.
How long did you know Sid before he...
Before he died. 20 summers, give or take. Back in the day, I was a purser on a trade ship, which is where I met him. He bought passage to... forget where. We'd have nothing better to do on the long nights. We set up drinking Island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to my duties. Quit my post not long after that. On account of making a fine maiden's belly fat. Me and Sid stayed close, promising we'd one day sail the seas again. That was before fate stepped in and said she was having none of it. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day, and there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family have...
My family were the ones who summoned the constable, wanted the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him, forget what I felt, and I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, Sid was of the same mind as me. It was him who stood beside me when all I wanted is to tear the whole world down. Him who cried for me when I had no tears left of my own. Him who swore he'd do everything he could to stop it from happening again. And he was true to his word too. Left the Royal Army once and for all. His ranks, his ribbons, gone. Just like that. Threw away everything he had. All to right a wrong that no one else had the courage to face. I knew then I'd follow that man to the ends of the earth.
So this whole game is because of Otto. Sid! We get to see Sid again! Oh my god. That's Taya, and that's Karen. I don't know who that one is.
He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall.
If you didn't know, Sid is like the coolest character.
But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
You should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction. Barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather go at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
What do you have?
It was very sad. It was very sad. I'm a very sentimental person, if you didn't already guess. According to Otto, Sid never once washed his goblet, despite using it every day for both wine and small beer. I won't have it said that I'm a poor host. Ah, that hurts my
I
heart.
lost an entire day avoiding a flood that wasn't there a fortnight ago.
God. But if you're here...
You just spoke to me
where the hell
for
is
the side
everyone
quest, you
else?
know?
Don't tell me.
They're all right. But it's a long story.
Oh, God.
You lot don't do things by halves, do you? Well, at least everyone's still breathing. Now, as for these writings, I'm sorry to say, Clive, but if you had those, you'd be...
Sitting under a pile of rubble, I know.
But we were able to save a few bits and pieces from the ruins, most of which ended up being used to build this place. The more personal items we gave to the next of kin. In the case of Sid's things, that would have been mid.
Then I'll check the workshop.
Alright, let's see what the thirsty girl has to say this time.
Master Sid, have you seen His Highness the Prince? We were to dine together, or so I was going to suggest. Before he vanished, that is. I suppose now I'll just have to ask the Bard.
Ask Goots already, you plonker. Jeez.
If Amber and the Lazarus are gone, do you think Mid's ship will ever sail?
This looks like it's from Sid's old diary. But you'll already have read it. I'd better keep looking. What do we have here? Oh. Sid's pipes. Something tells me Mid won't be needing these.
Searching Mid's dungeon.
We've had no word from Canva for days. Please tell me Mid is all
cellar. I wonder if it was Mid's.
Might have been Otto's.
What's this tucked inside it?
Middle. I know you like your riddles. So, I know you like your riddles. So I reckon you'll appreciate this one. Of all my inventions, this one's the best. And so when choosing its place of rest, I recalled your opus, daughter dearest, and now it sleeps there in the first. I'm going to have to work on that last rhyme. Sid.
Sid's best invention. That sounds promising.
It's going to be her. Like, that's the whole point.
So Sid hid something in Mid's first opus. What would that be? Perhaps Otto might know.
Biggest sister? First love? First sig, I guess.
Well, did you find anything?
Possibly. You wouldn't happen to know what Mid's first opus was?
Opus? That girl's as tone deaf as a banshee. Unless you mean the orchestrion. She couldn't have been more than, what, 11, 12 when she cobbled that thing together? It surprised us all. Not least her dad. You should have seen how proud he was of the little scamp. What's that battered old box have to do with anything?
I think Sid may have hidden something inside it.
Wouldn't surprise me. Those two and their bloody treasure hunts. Half the things in the hideaway were hidden one time or another.
Inspector Orchestrion.
How are we supposed to do our duty in the hills?
Paul said it was an army of Acacia.
This is terrible lyrics. Beyonce would not be proud.
Yet still he clung unto the mast and bellowed. All ahead.
Terrible. Terrible, terrible lyrics.
I didn't break it. Well, I didn't break it.
Was it ever working?
What didn't you break?
Nothing. We didn't break nothing. We definitely didn't break the orchestrion.
What's wrong with it?
It's broken. Except when it isn't. See?
And you had nothing to do with this?
Nope. Nothing. We just wanted to listen to all the songs at once. So we pressed all the buttons. Like this.
I think the kids figured it out.
See?
All too well. All right, out of the way.
Just look at the bottom of it.
Something caught on one of the gears.
Did you break it? Can you fix it?
No, I mean, yeah, yes. There. How about now?
You fixed it! Sid fixed it! He more than fixed it! Yeah, new music!
Never heard this one before.
There's no music playing though.
They started playing when I removed this. Whatever it is.
Don't look at me. I can tell you it's important, though. Sid showed it to me once and said as much. Said it was the stuff dreams were made of. Let's just hope it's the stuff ships are made of as well.
Indeed. Let's see if we can make some dreams come true.
Sweet dreams and beautiful nightmares. Oh, nice. We got a lot for that one.
Just the two I was looking for.
Aye. Who's a patient?
Actually, yes. The Crown Prince just left.
Dion left?
Unless you've another word for stood up and walked off. Yes.
I forgot about Dion. I'm not gonna lie.
He did have the decency to leave a message with Obelisk before commandeering one of his dinghies. Should we go after him?
No. We're not the Prince's keepers. He's free to do as he sees fit.
I'd rather he did so in bed. His wounds are nowhere near healed. Much like yours, I suspect. Otto told me what happened in Canver. What is it with this realm's princes and their aversion to rest?
Ask me when I get back. Though I may be sometime.
Then at least try to stay safe.
I can't promise this, Talia.
And if that fails, try to stay alive, eh?
Every moment I waste here, the further the flagship sail. I have to get back.
Yeah, let's go. What is going on? Where did these ones come from? Right, let's activate these side quests before I start heading out.
All right, Clive. Blackthorn told me you helped him out again. Tough for that. Speaking of which, I'm actually a bit,
Worried about him. And you want my advice?
Afraid so. It's a bit of a funny one, this, but I saved this posh knob while I was out on a mission.
This posh knob.
And he gave me this flashy ring to say thank you. So, obviously, I show it to Blackthorn, thinking he'll be impressed, only for him to go white as a sheet and quiet as a curl instead. Try as I might, I can't for the life of me work out what could have got him upset like that. And seeing as how Blackthorn opens up when you're around, I thought maybe...
I'll speak to him.
I'd speak to him again. Well, I suppose there's no point leaving him to stew.
Cheers, Clive.
I'll be sure to pay him a visit as soon as I have a moment.
All right, I'll meet you by the forge then. You come along when you're ready.
Okay, what about the other two? The fact that it's a Blues 3 is more amazing than anything else. Okay, where's the other one? Got one in the infirmary. Get that activated. Alright, what have you got to be sad about now?
Glory to Griga. There you are. I'm not a moment too soon.
What's happened?
Talia's busy working herself into an early grave. Since the arrival of her latest patient, she's refused to stop, even for a moment. I've tried offering to see to him in her stead, but she won't hear of it. Clive, she hasn't left the infirmary in days. She's pushing herself too hard. And if she doesn't rest soon...
Just powerbomb her into her bed.
Order her to her chambers if that's what it takes. Because if she keeps this up, I fear the hideaway will be without its best physiker before too long.
I know better than to order Tai to do anything. But I'll speak to her.
Thank you. I pray you have better luck than I did.
Hang on. I need to post something that I've just been sent. Sorry, just checking something. Okay, that's 2.
Well, Talia, Rodriguez worried about you. And if what he says is true, then so am I. We all admire your dedication, but you do need to rest.
Rest is not what it...
I will, when it's time. Until then, I'm staying put. We owe him that much.
Who is he?
Someone from my past. Someone who doesn't deserve to die alone. It won't be much longer. The crystal's curse has almost finished its work. If I had the tears, I could ease his passing. But without them, we've nothing that will touch the agony of those last few hours.
How would tears help this man?
Not my tears. Tears of mercy. Alicia, it's the only thing strong enough.
You wouldn't, Taya. Surely. There must be something we can do for him.
Sometimes an easy death is the greatest kindness we can offer. You do well to remember that, Rodriguez.
I will. We have all the ingredients we need for Alicia Balwam. It needs to be fresh, though, so we rarely have much to hand. I can make the draft if you can bring me what we're missing.
Just tell me what you need.
There is a species of venom-weeping spider that lives in the forests of Norvent, near Lorbert's Pass. Bring me one of their eyes. Preserve it as best you can, but avoid contact with the tears. I'll make sure the other ingredients are ready before you return.
Thank you, Clive. I won't forget this.
Okay, so that's one more. Do we have one more? We do. Reading table. I'm surprised I've not been told to talk to Vivian this whole time.
Cole said it was an army of Acacia.
Hang on, let me check something. Sorry, I just needed to type something. Okay, so let's deal with the Clive's Chambers. I regret that both you and the lump had to get all tangled up in the wicked weave of my sordid past, but thanks to your meddling, I was able to put the rest matters to. Wait, hang on, let me try this again, but with an actual British accent. I regret that both you and the lump had to get all tangled up in the wicked weave of my sordid past, but thanks to your meddling, I was finally able to put to rest matters that were left too long to foster. With that finally done, might be I can sit back and enjoy this new world of wars you're so keen on creating. One don't need a pair of eyes to see the good you've done. Schneisel to Lord Sneschel. I apologize for this sudden and untoward gesture. Circumstances have forced me to seek immediate aid. There is none other to whom I may turn. Your most esteemed Lord Uncle has presented me with a task most vexing, and I fear I am wholly unable to perform to his vaulted expectations, namely due to a marked lack of martial aptitude on my part. To wit, I am but a manservant, not a mercenary. While I maintain the fitness ample to attend to the needs of a manor, to attending of bandits in the back alleys I am sorely ill-equipped. If it pleases you, my lord, prithee come to see me at Martha's Rest, where I shall proceed to explain my predicament in full. Sebastian Rutherford.
Rutherford? Wasn't that the name of my uncle's manservant? Why would he be at Martha's Rest?
Smooth like butler. Move like butter. Clive, I cannot begin to thank you for all you have done for Lost Wing. So, in lieu of my awkward remerciements, I shall be sending several barrels of next season's vintage. And I hope they finally turn you off that foamy swill that you and yours so covet. My Lord Marquis, in your absence, shall I watch over my new charges, affording him every protection I am able. I only ask you to do the same for his grace. Yote. Yote deserves more. Dramatis Personae. The Guard and the League have put aside their differences for the time being, allowing us all to leave to sip our snake spit in relative leisure. For that, I would hazard, we have your better half to thank. She put on quite a performance. As for yours, well, from one aspiring thespian to another, might I suggest working on your delivery and your projection and those stiff limbs of yours and your countenance and, well, everything else. We wouldn't want to do the same. We wouldn't want to do the name Underhill a disservice, now would we? I do enjoy these, like post some quest stuff. Clive, you have the town's thanks for helping rid us of the thralls, but we are neither of us so naive to think we have seen the end of their like. Good Philippe has taken to seeing that we are prepared should the ghouls come once again, but I oft worry the rank of captain has begun to weigh heavily upon his shoulders. Just as I imagine the same might be said of you and your burdens, but remember, should the weight ever become too much, you needn't stand alone. Our hearts and arms remains ever open, as do the Vale's doors. Isabel. Damn, girl! Damn! The flames burn bright. You have an uncanny talent of showing up where you're most needed, my lord. Without your steel, I feel the rest would be in the hands of the Akashic, and us but more of their nameless numbers. However, with the horde now both thinned and fractured, we Guardians can focus our efforts on putting down the smaller packs without the worry of being overwhelmed, while Martha's blood axes can return to defending the Tor. As for young Oscar, you will forgive my sudden request for taking him under your wing. He is a good man, attentive, polite, hardworking. So as you can see, he already has learned everything he can from me. He would do well to continue his squiring under a most worthy shield, and the realm has none more worthy than you, Wade. How fires the rest? The Guardians are getting along with the Axis fines enough, working to shore up the rest's walls when not clearing out the few threats remain down in the reeds, though chances are would still be neck deep in Akashic had you not gotten given that horde your firm but gentle nudge. I know you have a realm to save and all, but if you are ever in need of a quick reviver, come see us and we'll tap you a cask. Quite a mess. Word out of Twinside is that there's little left of capital after the mad prince's royal tantrum. But what of you and yours? Did you manage an escape before the cities went tits up? I trust you did, but a solace might be good to set Els' minds at ease. Reports from our brothers and sisters afield are all the same. These accursed skies cast not only a pall over the land, but over the hearts of her people. Hearts already heavy from the fall of the Dominion and destruction of Storm's final mother crystal. For now, the realm endures. With each new flood do her few remaining children descend further into madness. The situation is as ever dire. Fresh wings shall find you on the new moon's turning. Until then, our watch continues. May the crystal's curse be broken. Greetings from the Crimson Caravan. Trust you and your party gain the Dominion without further event. Should your travels ever bring you back to the markets and put you in need of an additional assistance, you will find the Crimson Caravans more than happy to oblige. We might even offer a discount on our usual rates. I appreciate that, nonetheless. Miraculously undamaged in the attack on the old hideaway. Otto held on to the featureless clay cup to remind him of his lost friend, before giving it to Clive, knowing that Sid would have wanted the proud bearer of his legacy to have it. With the tipper died for the flames of the Firebird and the blood of his fallen Rosarian brothers, thus Sir Wade pledged not only his loyalty, but the loyalty of the Guardians of the Flame. Hanged Man sideboard. The Hangman, the tavern that sits at the heart of the Lost Ring, now in the depths of Aether Flood, depicts a hooded, bound, and starved man hung by the ankles, perhaps contemplating how he will take his vengeance on those who made him this way. Now that Quentin strives to build a new future for the remnants of the Lost Ring family, mayhap the Hanged Man will rise again, but likely under a different name. An ornate brass censer from beyond the outer seas, gifted to Clive by Karen for his assistance in clearing her name. According to the cantankerous shopkeep, when packed with herbs and ambergris and left to smolder, the fragrant smoke produced can ward. This is basically what we call an agarbatti. So she's Dalmakian. That's what I've learned about Karen. Alright, we've seen the rest of them. I don't know what. Please, sir, can I have some marble? Jeez. I thought we were done with these.
He's a surly soaker.
I do appreciate the story, though. That's the thing.
Sid, do you recall the flowers I had you bring back to the yard?
Vaguely. Is something wrong?
I'm afraid so. I was able to get most of the Morganbeards to take root, but they rarely flower. I fear the soil here does not agree with them. However, I believe I have a solution.
I can't wait to hear it.
I'm going to marry the Morganbeards with Morbles. I know. But hear me out. Morbles are possessed of a highly choleric temperament. The fire which drives them appears to be maintained by an abundance of nutrient-rich ether drawn from their environs. I believe that by grafting a marble vine to a morganbeard, the appendage's wealth of vigor-inducing nutrients might well stimulate the flower to bloom. The endeavor, I assure you, is scientifically sound. I simply need a vine to prove the theory.
And all you need is a single vine from an ordinary marble.
Not an ordinary one.
That's correct. A single vine. As for the marble, I fear ordinary may not suffice. But, as luck would have it, a most extraordinary specimen is rumored to haunt the swamps of Rosaria. Why, a notice concerning this very creature was only recently posted on the hunt board.
How timely.
Well, I shan't keep you any longer. I know you have much to do, as do I. Now, where did I put my watering can?
Okay. Great. That means we have 2 on the hunt board. So Bomb King, and I gotta speak to Blackthorn.
Bloody hell, Clive. Not this again. Ain't you got better things to do with your time?
That remains to be seen. August tells me he showed you a ring, and that the sight of it clearly upset you. Would you mind telling us why?
Come on, mate. Bottling it up ain't gonna help no one. If it weren't the ring, and it was something I said, then I'm sorry.
It was the ring, right? It brought back some unhappy memories, that's all. Memories better left forgotten.
Memories of what?
Marriage.
There are things we'd all rather leave behind, Blackthorn. But sometimes it helps to talk about them.
And sometimes it doesn't. Is that so hard to understand?
Don't be like that.
Fine. If it'll get you off my back. That ring he flashed was the work of Zoltan. We apprenticed together back in the day.
You've never mentioned him before.
Why would I? Ain't seen him in decades, and the last time I did, we almost came to blows. The ring brought it all back. I could tell it was one of his the moment I saw it. Bastard's improved, though. More than I thought possible. That thing's a work of art.
So it was a nice ring. Worth a few gil, maybe. What's it matter to you?
It matters because engraving metal's a nightmare, and I've got no bloody idea how he managed it. The fact is, I couldn't make anything even half that detailed.
Does it really matter?
You're an armorer, not a jeweler.
I'm the Hideaway's master craftsman. I'm not stealing a living at some backwater village forge. My armor keeps you lot safe, and my swords keep you dangerous. As far as I'm concerned, every swing of my hammer's another blow struck in the name of our cause. So I put my heart and soul into my work. Because the curse breakers deserve better than second best. And I refuse to be shown up by the likes of Zoltan.
Very well. Why don't we go and pay him a visit? Learn his secret.
I'm gonna tell him that.
I doubt he'd be too happy to see me.
Then just this once. Make peace with being second best. Swallow your pride and focus all your energies on the task at hand. Keeping the curse breakers armed and armored. Provided you can do that, you'll hear no complaints from me. But if you can't, and it's going to distract you, we need to do something about it.
What'd you say, Blackthorn? You know he's
I mean,
right.
he's willing to help.
It's not like you'll be going alone.
Right.
Magic. So, where do you reckon old what's-his-name is then? Zoltan, was it?
In Dravozd, my old village. He won't have left. He's the chief.
Dravozd, eh? That rings a bell. Not far from Tabor, right? Just north of the fields of Karava. Got that, Clive? Meet us at Dravos as soon as you can, yeah? And I'll make sure Blackthorn don't get cold feet.
Good luck with that. I'll see you there.
Wow. We're going to, he's Dalmakian as well. So I think Karen's Dalmakian. Blackthorn is Dalmakian. Sid is Walud, I think. There isn't a second spot that's faster to get to, I guess. Well, it ain't gonna do itself, so I guess we're gonna do it now. Damn it. The most British people had ever Britished. Made by a bunch of Japanese people. Mainly Japanese people. Come on, Chocobo. Really? It's not going to appear here? Wow. Steal 2 gil. I'm going to go find 2 gil specifically.
Rodrigo could have mentioned his spiders would be the size of curls.
All yours, Torgal.
That should be dead. If it's not, I'd be surprised. I'm definitely surprised. Sure, why not? Just end the whole lot of them. Why did it have to be spiders?
Hopefully one will be enough.
Okay, that's 1. We got 1 down. And then 2 more. What's in here?
My lord Marquis, is that... It is you. Then you received my letter. I am Sebastian Rutherford, chief steward of your Lord Uncle's estate.
Of course. We met once before.
Yes, my lord. Thank you for coming.
And what was so sensitive that you couldn't put it in writing?
1,000 apologies, my lord. I did not mean to offend. I merely...
It's all right. Continue.
I am here at Martha's Rest, at the behest of your Lord Uncle, tasked with learning what I am able of the realm's current state of affairs. And what I have learned is grim. The fall of the Mother Crystals has left Storm in a state of utter disarray. The subsequent darkening of the heavens has only made things worse. Akashic attacks, once unthinkable, are now commonplace. The gears of governance have ground to a halt, and without a steady hand on the tiller, the realm threatens to drift into utter chaos.
I mean, that's kind of what we're hoping for.
Your Lord Uncle, however, believes there is a way to avoid this fate, and is determined to see it set in motion.
That sounds like quite the undertaking.
It is. Hence my having enlisted the aid of several colleagues serving the 7 high houses. Alas, I have lost contact with 2 of those colleagues already. They are both able-bodied and trained in the sword, yet in these dark times, even that may not prove sufficient to keep a man safe on the road.
So you want me to find them? I'll need to know where they went.
One I sent to investigate the Republic, the other the old Imperial capital of Oriflamme.
That doesn't exactly narrow it down. I suppose I'll start in Dalamel and work my way east.
Thank you, my lord. I shall pray for your success and safety.
Okay. So it's not even in this area. Cheeky basket. They're all here. Well, I guess that makes things slightly easier. Slightly, though. Not majorly. Then we want to try and go through the story for at least one more thing. And then we're going to find out if Tekken is working.
It's not going to be easy finding one man in an entire republic. Let's hope someone here's seen something.
Mummy?
The gentlemen of the town guard